Before I get too far, all the upper level was just standard vacuuming. There's a bit of debris over in this side here compartment, but most of the debris is located all around the edges, and there's barely any down here. So this seems to be a fairly good solution that I've got going on, though I do want to compartmentalize even further in this next upgrade, because there is still general dust everywhere, and I may be able to eliminate that. Now, the good news here is that I may not need to do the rewiring to the motor after all, but it's probably a situation where I may as well. Just as I have a clip right there, I need to split this single wire into 3 different wires with their own clips and make sure the colors stay correct. So it'll be a bit finicky. Over here, looking at the plastic, I'm looking forward to taking this off. It's only held on with masking tape. And vacuuming all that out. That's going to be interesting to see what the filter looks like after all this time. Now, there is a bit of a mess up there, but we'll see how bad it is on the blades when I get a closer look. Over here, here's all the stuff that fell down out of that by simply removing this guy here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with this a little more in depth. Not a lot made it through the other side, but it probably made it more difficult for the fan to breathe as well. Over here on the plastic sheet, this far corner here was this closest one to me, the farthest away from all the painting, which is this corner here. So it's probably about as dirty as I would expect. This clean line here is a really good indication of how bad all the rest of this is. And it looks like taping off this area helped to stabilize that hole overall. And it doesn't look like too much has gotten around, though clearly something's going on. So let me get all this vacuumed up and thrown away. Well, I can't say I expected to get as far as this evening. I thought I was going to have to do most of it tomorrow and cut some wood over at a friend's house. However, what I've got here is these 1x6s went on the base. Those were originally going to be the internal braces, such as you're seeing right here with these 1x4s, to lock everything together. So because of that, I didn't get enough to cover the front, so I have to go back to the store and get another nearly 4-foot piece, 38 inches or so, maybe 40, to cover this up, and then that'll be finished. On the inside, I've added these 1x4 braces all along the side, so now it's flush and pretty much locked into place. There's a little bit of jiggle going on, but that's okay because this thing needs to be able to lift off, and the riser is a separate piece, which is also not bolted down or anything. It's not fixed to the base. So the riser, the booth, the base, the tabletop itself is even independent of the lower section of there. So what I'm debating now, and I'll probably wind up doing tomorrow if I do it, is putting warm white LEDs in the ceiling here. I gotta clean out the fan, make sure that's looking good, check it out, and rewrap this with clear plastic so that all the LEDs are protected, because it definitely gets dirty. So I think that's for tomorrow. I think this is going to be a good fix, and I won't be able to do anything until, of course, I replace that front piece there. So that's it for now. One other feature that I added was that when I lower the floor, there's now a step going on, so this is lower than this area here just by ½ an inch or so, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And hopefully that's going to help me just offset and organize things and keep certain things over here and certain things up there, and always keeping this open so I can access down here. What I'm going to do about the walls down here, I'm not certain yet. Having all the angles going on just definitely made things a lot more complicated. And I'll probably wind up doing sheets of paper and just taping them into place so that it blocks as much as possible and compartmentalizes everything. And a look at the fan. This is very clean compared to the last time. Before I put the filter in, there was all sorts of caking going on the blades themselves. Here it's pretty clean. Looks like there's a little caking on the walls back there, but I'll be tackling that from the other end, not this end. And I got a little bit of cleanup to do around here before I seal this up in plastic. Putting the warm white on went a lot faster. You can see previously I soldered individual clips. In this case I just bent the LED tape into place and ran it all along, and used just about 19 feet again. The warm white is powered here, line running over here. I got a wire in a plug for it, and oh, I already did. I definitely have to cover up these terminals though and make those a little better. So the immediate project is taking the fan power and turning that into 3 different clips and putting this back on the roof and plasticizing this whole thing as well. It's time to cover it up again. And with a bit of soldering, we've got warm white and daylight. So yes, this is finally good. It's going to save me a lot of trouble while balancing from here on out with the camera, which I am very happy about. And here's a look at the spaghetti mess going on for how all this works. These 3 are new. Unfortunately, the colors at each end, green, blue, and brown, and white, green, and black, do not match up. Green does not go to green, for example. It goes to blue over here. So in setting these up, they're now labeled, so 1, 2, and 3 on each one. The lights are connected with jacks as well, so I can disconnect everything with ease. And yeah, that's about it, I think. One thing I do need to do is the cover for this goes from the top here down to the bottom there, and since this used to rest against the tabletop, there were no issues about airflow or anything. Now this whole area is going to be one suction vent 3/4 of an inch wide. So I'm going to have to find a way to seal this up but still have the wires come through. And this is a bit of a glimpse at the internal structure here. All this pegboard is open to the back walls, which are sealed up here, but then each peg wall also has access to the other peg walls. And now that I think of it, I'm going to have to seal up, actually, this bottom over here is sealed up, and I think the back may be too. I'm not going to be pulling this off to double check that though. The fan is doing alright, it works. I got to get in there with the vacuum, and yeah, I think that's about it. I probably should tighten up those screws on the next time I do this as well. So with the purchase of one more 1x6, about 38-40 inches long, I'll be all set. Right now this is just a placeholder to make sure that these boards don't snap out of alignment and help out with the stability. So at this point it's just a matter of sealing that side up, and it should be ready to go, I think. Get everything back on top, reconnect the hoses, make sure those are the right lengths, and that's about it.